All right. So let me wait a
Okay.
second.
It
Okay.
looks
So,
like we're recording, so
yes,
that's
perfect.
good. Um, well, again, thanks for doing this, man. I'm very excited. For people who will be watching this later, you and I, we did have a little chat earlier in the week, and we talked about what you would like to share with us and talk about. So, to those watching this, listening to this, welcome to our second ever Toon Lab episode, which is where we dive into the process, into how people function. Although I hate this expression, but what makes them tick? I hate it because people are not bombs and they shouldn't be ticking. If they're ticking, run away. Um, and last week we talked a little bit about with Kevin a little bit about writing for shorts, writing for non-dialogue. I think it was a great conversation. And this week we have Jose, who is a brilliant music composer and has a very specific way of thinking about things, which you'll dive into in a second. And I'm very excited about this. And specifically because it's it's looking through the prism of music composition. However, it's such a wider thing. It's not just, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write this little bit, and I'm gonna get some cues, get my brief, and kind of do it, but thinking about it in a holistic way, which I think is very wonderful, great thing. It's a wonderful, great thing to do with every aspect of production and animation specifically. And even if you're talking about doing just the animation for an animator, it's great when they have the brief and they understand and have the animatic and they know what's going on and so on. There's a director sitting over their shoulder. But thinking about it from a holistic point of view, and as you put it so nicely, Jose, from a world building point of view, I think is really great. So without further ado, I'm going to pass this on to you, and I'll jump in every now and again with dumb questions. So apologies in advance.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's very exciting to be here and to share my process with you and with everyone watching. Um, so uh, eh, you said a word that I think really represents this, the holistic approach, and that's what I call the world building approach through music, which goes beyond just writing themes. It goes it really connects the whole world, and and I guess it's easier to show it than to tell it. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
jump right in
absolutely. Yes.
and talk about a specific project, so that it all makes sense. So now I want to talk about Immortal Gates of Pyre. This is a video game. It's an RTS, and for those not too familiar with RTS, it's a real-time strategy, kind of like StarCraft.
Mhm.
And so you can see. Do you see my screen share right now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So this is kind of what it looks like. So it's real-time strategy. You command your army, you create your uh, your different elite troops, and and with the help of an immortal, which is like the one right here, which has like different abilities, you do your best to kill your opponent.
Hmm.
Um, so for the concept of immortal, I wanted to. Oh, we jumped to Jorah. Um, So there are three different factions, and the first one I want to talk about is Jorah, right? Each of the factions has three immortals, and these are like their three generals.
Hmm.
And this particular one, I love steampunk. I love like anything like related with like flying uh machines and like in industry. I love all of that, and that's exactly what Jorah is. It's an industrial titan, and so so for Jorah. I I actually started like the very first thing I did was to write this 16 note pulse, which is just doing like tuck, 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 and it's like it's like a constant across the whole score, right? And I just did it on a single analog synth, and which is like synthesizer, and but like physical one, and started like shaping it live. So I recorded like a 15-minute improvisation. And then from there, I started like chopping parts because the cool thing about the an analog synth is that it has like its quirks. Like it doesn't behave the same all the time,
Okay,
you
it
know?
does what? What was the word you just used for us noobs?
The analog synth.
Yeah, it does what? You said it skirks. What was that word?
Oh no, it's quirks. Like it's little weird things,
Ah, quirks.
So
It's
when you have a
quirks.
synthesizer, yeah, yeah,
Ah,
quirks,
okay, okay.
quirks, yeah.
Okay, quirks.
When
I
you have it
thought
on a
I thought it was like some special jargon that musicians use.
No, that's just my accent.
I'm not. Sorry, man.
My special accent.
Okay, so it's quirks of the
Yeah,
of the device of the machine.
exactly.
Cool. Cool.
And
Apologies.
so so it doesn't behave the same all the time. Like literally depending on the temperature of the room, it can
Oh,
change. Yeah, and it's like, sometimes you just touch it and it goes "Ding." Like it's
oh man.
it has like a
Okay.
personality.
Yeah,
And but that also gives it life. Like
of course.
life really for real. And so you just played around like a single patch. So it was literally this pole like tuck, 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 tuck. But then you like shaping it with like different modulations and different stuff. And so you have this rhythm that's constantly evolving. And that became the Jora's heartbeat. So it's
Hmm.
something that you can see throughout the whole score. Not all the time, of course, would drive us nuts, but you can actually hear it. Right. And I'm gonna show you a little example of what that sounds like, which I think it's here. So that,
Okay. I think it's getting eaten up by some
oh,
noise
it's not oh,
canceling.
maybe,
Uh,
oh, but I'm sharing it from the computer, so maybe it should.
when you're sharing screen, try resharing. When you share screen, there's a little um in the options. I
Oh,
think
share sound. There we
yes,
go.
there you go. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. But what? Oh, sorry. What? Uh,
Okay, try it again. If you tick the box, it should work.
can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, yeah.
Oh, I cannot hear you.
Oh, really?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
And can you hear this or
Still
not?
not. No.
Oh, oh, this is weird. You're sharing sound. I am sharing. No? Did it
Yes, I'm
work?
hearing something. Yeah, like, but
Oh, something.
I don't know if that's if that's
No, I mean, it's supposed to be clear. Uh,
yeah. Is there maybe some because we were the other day when we were talking there was some like noise cancellation thing that you um
Let me try here.
turned off and it worked.
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, let me check on Zoom settings.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's not sharing, I guess.
let's see, audio.
Technical
Uh,
difficulties, everyone.
yep. Sorry about that.
We need to put in some elevator music.
I know. Uh,
Cue girl
okay.
from Ipanema.
Maybe No, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna like I just turned off the cancellation, but I don't know if that's gonna do the trick. Uh, let me try.
Mm.
No. Okay. I'm gonna leave and rejoin,
Okay,
but
okay,
I think that's part
okay,
of the problem.
okay.
Be right back.
You can fast forward, I think. I hope. I hope we'll get it back. Get it back on. Get it working.
All right. There we are. Now let's uh share.
Don't forget to tick the box.
Okay. Yeah, share sound and share. Okay, so let's see. Yes. All right. Okay, so see that little button?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's Jorah's heartbeat, and that same pulse keeps showing up across the score.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I also wanted to represent each of the immortals. So because you have the three main immortals in this faction are Jess of Rockville. She's a president and of the Republic, and she commands the Skyfleet.
Okay.
So she has like the whole like Skyfleet sound, and um then you have Decker, who's an outlaw who is a a
Mhm.
gunslinger, Western. So on that side they had the Western flavor, and and then you have Dion, who is more like is he's like a like a war veteran, and you feel the years of duty, like
Yeah, yeah.
serious.
Weary. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
exactly. And so um
So
so
these
each
are
of
all things
them
that are very, I'm sorry, these are all things that are very character based, right? So you're really thinking about who these characters in this case, like this faction, or these very specific particular characters are, and like how can you take inspiration from that, right?
exactly, which is key part of the world building, right? Is like the character oriented. That's
Yes.
one of the pillars.
Yes.
And so actually, before I started, like after writing this post and before writing everything else, I love, as you know, like creating instruments, and I always want something unique for each project.
Yeah.
So in this case, like I didn't want to use just regular drums or percussion. So my team and I went into this old factory and we just started recording everything. Like, air pistons, like chains, like metallic hits, anything that sounded kind of interesting, we were recording.
Nice.
And and then we took all of that, we put it in the samplers in the computer, and we came back with a whole new palette that felt like, you know, broken, different. It was a very unique sound.
Yes.
And that's actually what you hear. So when you hear drums, you're actually hearing a drum kit made of metallic instruments.
Oh,
And
okay. From live samples that you recorded.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And so, um, for instance, let's see. So this one, um, jumping ahead a little bit, is this is a blues.
This this is right up my alley. I can listen to this all day.
But you get like, you say you get all those weird noises, all that, like that drum kit that's actually this particular one has like a mix of a drum kit of a crushed drum kit, so like full of distortion with the whole metallic sounds, and then like both cymbals that sound kind of like a train. They
Mm,
do.
yeah.
And
And I
so,
like that it has like what I like about it, this particular example is that it has that rawness to it. Like it's raw and it's imperfect.
uh-huh,
You know,
exactly.
it's not clean. Like it feels dirty, you know. It feels
Uh-huh.
like, oh, there's a lot going on. There's something there that maybe wouldn't be if it was very sterile and very kind of done in a very kind of sterile environment. So, and that gives it that life immediately. It's like, ooh, that's interesting. That sounds,
It sounds different. It sounds unique from Jora, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to have that exactly that rawness, those imperfections, and actually that guitar is an old guitar that I just detuned. Like I don't remember which tuning I used, but it was something weird, and I played it like sideways, like a lap steel, but with a slide and drumsticks instead of plugging it.
yeah.
So you get that percussive thing, and that I don't know that rustiness
Mm-hmm.
from the
Mm-hmm.
instrument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
then going back to the characters, so Jezebel, she's the commander of the Sky Fleet. Um, so for her, I wanted a march, and I wanted the full might of a Sky Fleet approaching, and and also there's like all of these like little voices that come together, which is like almost like a fugue, and
Mhm.
but again, all of that mixed with this industrial nature, right? And so this is what it sounds like. Nice.
This immediately tells me like run and hide.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Like
So
like these guys are they're coming. Run and hide. Get out of the way.
exactly, get out of the way. And I imagine just like this huge skyfleet approaching, and so yeah, that's her theme, which is shared with the skyfleet per se. Um, then we have Decker, which is this outlaw.
Yeah.
And Gunslinger, he's like a general, but he does his own thing. He's more like a more intimate, more personal. It's like you have the huge battle, like with the air fleet, with the artillery, and but then he's plotting something, along like some kind of like robbing a train or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so his theme is actually it's a western, but it's a western with like with little like there's like this little tone motif like dun, 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 hey and then there's like black strings, muted brass, like you cannot really like put your feet down because he's always moving, always planning something, right?
Uh-huh.
And so this is
Yeah.
Decker. And that scene that sounds almost like a gunshot. Achoo!
Mm-hmm.
That's the this is the motif. Right, so it's a more intimate sound, more
Yeah.
western.
Yes,
in-
but also what it tells me, like just the feeling of it is like word that comes to mind is unpredictability.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, ooh, like you don't know really what's you don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know really with this guy. You don't know, you know what I mean? Uh,
Exactly. And that's exactly Decker. That's the word. He's unpredictable. And that's what this
nice,
all was all about.
nice, beautiful. That's spot on.
And so then the next thing, like well, then I wrote the other theme for the other Immortal. I just realized I don't have it here, but but it doesn't matter. He's like he has like a this way to him, so I used a bass trumpet because it has like it's actually really not about heroics. He's more about endurance, about not breaking under pressure, and so he
Mhm.
has a more solemn motif, and actually, um, so the cool thing about like these three branches, talking about the characters, is that there's some cues where you hear all of them, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they just mix up, and it's not a coincidence. It's okay. This is a particular cue that plays on high intensity gameplay. So
Right.
when you hear that, it's because everybody is there fighting at the same time, and
Yeah.
you actually hear that on this cue on sheer strength. First, the Jorah's pulse, which is always there. There you go. And here comes Ian. He's the other immortal world. Then it's Decker with your snap, and then the sky split around here. So you have the three of them in
Yeah.
one play.
It's like I'm sure it's not easy to come up with these distinct themes that not only, they have to kind of fit the characters or the groups of characters or whatever and be rooted in something real, but then figure them out in a way where you can use them all together like this, and it doesn't just sound like sheer cacophony, you know.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of it sounds great, like as like a big thing, and you can and it's distinct, and you can kind of make sense, like something else, something new is coming in, right? It's not just oh more noise and I can't really make it out. Like if you really listen to it, you can really make it out. Especially now that I know that you've went through them separately, right?
Mhm.
But you can feel like, this new thing, and I was kind of trying to visualize if this was, a piece of film, let's say, or a scene or whatever. Like you could really feel in the cues, like, oh, now these guys are coming, now that guy is coming in, now this is participating, now, you know what I mean? And it all kind of makes sense, and it overlays nicely, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like, oh, what's going on? So I bet that is not easy to achieve.
It's it is challenging for sure. Um, but I think it's also the most fun part.
Right. Yeah.
So it's it's I don't mind like staying up late and making all this work out. It's yeah, it is challenging, but it's also super fun.
Right. Of
And
course.
and yeah, like especially like having all these elements that tie everything together so that you can still like you can hear like them separately, but you still go like, oh, they're on the same team,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And which brings me actually to this next part, which was that I had like all these characters,
Hmm.
and but I still needed something to unify them, like something that could speak for the whole Republic, not just like for each of them separately.
Okay.
And so I started sketching ideas and different ideas, melodies, whatever, and then I finally got it, and I wrote the national anthem for
Okay.
for Jorah. And
Okay.
this is the kind of things where I'm saying like it's not like Jorah theme. No, it's part of their world. I imagine this like the people there, and
Yeah.
this is their national anthem.
Yes.
And and I told the
That's
idea to
great.
the
I
developers,
love
and they
that.
loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you actually can hear it in the second section of the Skyfleet, which is here. Right. Right. So that's their
Yeah.
national anthem.
Yeah.
And again,
Nice.
it comes up like on different cues, on different moments. Like you can hear it like all around. Um, then like this is like the more like on the character driven, and then we have the national anthem. But also the amount of world building in this project was just ridiculous. There was just too much.
Hmm.
And and so I jumped on the same train, and I was like, all right, well, let's make music for the cities. And so a lot of this is taken from American music, but
Okay.
twisted into Jorah's industrial reality,
Okay.
right? That's why we have like this blues that I show you, but it's blues, but it's kind of weird, you know.
Hmm.
And then um, I wanted to represent like different parts of American music. So then I actually had hip hop, but made entirely from the factory sounds, right?
Ah, okay.
And and this particular one on the hip hop, you can also hear the Skyfleet theme, the tan ta 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 tan ta 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 tan tan tan, but we're in the factory, so it's things are being made, so everything is metallic.
Hmm.
And so it's the anthem. And and then I also wanted to introduce jazz
Hmm.
in to represent that. There's this city in Jorah that's called Opportunity, and it's kind of it's Las Vegas,
Hmm.
uh, Jorah's Las Vegas. So what I did here is I took some swing rhythms and then started mixing them up with synths and strings.
Oh,
So
okay.
like a mechanical version of Vegas. And so on.
That's cool. That's hypnotic almost, you know.
Uh-huh.
Like you could
Yeah.
you could meditate to this.
Yeah. And so that was for the cities, and well, and this is pretty much the whole concept of Jorah,
Hmm.
right? Uh
Very nice.
then um we have well, this is a little video of the Skyfleet. I mean, I'm gonna share this link as well. Um, if you're curious, because here is like how everything looks in my computer. And
Yeah, yeah, I
so,
think people would love to see this. I'll put it in the post, of course.
uh-huh. Yeah, it's just like it's basically the same one we listened, the Iron Skyfleet, but you can see how it was made.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that
the
looks
next
very
faction,
complex. I've done a
huh?
lot of editing in my time, like video editing, and sometimes these projects they get very a little bit of compositing as well. They get very complicated, and there's a lot of layers, and you never sometimes you don't have enough real estate on your screen, and obviously you need more than one, but then you want like a bigger screen because there's so many layers and so many things. But I can tell you right now, like none of my most complicated projects ever looked as complicated and as busy as what you've just shown me here. Like that is insane. How do you keep track of everything, man? My
Huge
God.
screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge screen.
That's amazing. Awesome. Yeah.
And so then the next faction is the Aru. Here's some concept. The Aru are these three people, and they're like a matriarchal society steeped in blood magic, and they go like through rituals and sacrifices and resurrected warriors, and they have like these terrifying gods. And so for them, I knew right away that I wanted to do something percussive. And so for the whole faction, I drew mostly from African and Latin American cultures, and a didgeridoo from Australia.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I wanted to feel like so the first one I did was for one of the immortals called Mala, and she's like the bloodiest like immortal goddess ever. So everything was about like sacrifices, and I wanted it to feel like a drum circle. When you hear like this African drum circles, you have like different players. Well, first of all, having this orchestration of rhythm, because as there's a composer, old composer, who said that rhythm is like it's harmony, and it really is just super slow if you think
Yeah.
about it. And so so it's this complex orchestration of rhythms, and then you have like different players improvising. So I actually wanted that same feel, so that you almost get entranced, but like with the darkness of this blood goddess, right? And
Right, right,
so
right.
I wrote this piece. Uh, so what you hear in just this little bit, first of all, the timing signature is 11/8. So it's tan taka taka tan taka taka tan taka taka tan 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 taka
Mhm.
taka tan taka taka tan. So it feels weird,
Yeah.
um because it's not a common time signature at all. But the more you listen to it, the more you get into like this trance, and like suddenly you become part of the ritual, right? And
Yeah.
then on top of that, I do have this death whistles that you've heard, that they answer to the brass. So dun 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 dun, and then wah! And it's like the death whistles are like this Aztec whistles
Mhm.
that they don't really make a note, they just scream at you. And but it's like it's the sound of pure death. I actually have one here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Oh, nice. Is it a
And
head?
yeah, it's a yeah, terrifying head. And then I have this other one, which is more clearly a skull.
A skull. Yeah.
And so that's so that was like part of the sound of Mala, but
Hmm.
also, I was thinking she's this blood goddess, and I wanted to have that feel of blood, right? So I actually started recording this instrument called the udus, which are a percussion instrument that has a like a bubbly quality.
Hmm.
And there's a boop, 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 kind of like that. But then I process them so to enhance that bubbly quality, so it sounds like boiling blood. And
Oh.
I think that's here. Here. Yeah, it is on all of those, but it's because
Okay.
it's not single out. It's
Yeah.
sometimes,
It.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
need to know what you're looking for.
it's drowned a
Um,
little bit in the. But I wanted to say that it sounds very tribal.
exactly.
This piece, right?
Mhm.
Um.
And that's the whole idea about this, and about this faction, right? It's very
Right. Right.
tribal, very primal.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted like again that primal energy. So I said, you know what would be really cool? Throat singing. So
Mm.
I actually learned to do it myself
Oh, okay.
and recorded it here. I think you can hear
I
it.
heard it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wait here. Little.
Yeah. It's like a ritual. Like a
Exactly.
ritual is happening. Something like some sort of sacrifice. Some sort of.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Exactly. That's exactly what this whole cue is about. It's about like ritual and sacrifice and yeah, and blood boiling. And um then the other really cool thing was that I again, as I mentioned before, I love making instruments. And there's this particular instrument that I love, which is called the Jaguar whistle. And
Okay.
besides that whistle, and but I really love the concept of the Jaguar whistle because it's literally that. It's a whistle that imitates a jaguar, right?
Mm.
So I said, you know what? Why not make a whistle that imitates a creature from the Aru world? And so I I looked for this creature right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I told one of the artists, hey, can you make a design for some kind of whistle? And he was like, yeah, sure. And and so we took this animal right here as a reference.
Yeah.
And this is one of their units, a hunter, for the Aru death whistle. And so we had these two concepts, the the death whistle and the Aru jaguar whistle. So this was the final concept for the jaguar whistle. And then I got them made in with a luthier in Mexico. This one
Oh
and this.
man. Wow. Did it was just did they just have like a the graphic design, the renderings, or was there also
I
like a CAD project with
No, no,
measurements?
no. No, this was way more like simple in that aspect. Like these are like luthiers, like they work with their hands, not with computers.
Right.
And
That's
I just
amazing.
I just
Wow.
sent them these images
Yeah.
and they just made them. And so for instance, if you see like this one the Jaguar kind of whistle had to be like longer be,
Mm-hmm.
to get more resonance, but at the
Yes.
end you get like you don't get a Jaguar, you get like this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds amazing. And then the other one was like this one right here, which is I wanted to have like I imagine the Aru just like taking a trunk and then putting like some skin on them and having it make sound like a single
Mm-hmm.
note tubalum.
Yeah.
And so I did this one like just like with AI
Mm-hmm.
and again sent it to a luthier, and then he brought back this,
Mm.
which was the final one, and said,
Yeah, I we can't really hear that,
Oh, you
but
can hear it?
no.
Well, but I can show you where it is because after processing it, it sounds like a tribal synth. And you can hear it very clearly here.
Yeah.
So that's a
Wow. That's nice. I'm blown away. This is nice. Like the lengths you went to develop these things and think about them. And I love the fact that you collaborated with the team and they went like, yeah, sure, we'll make a design. We have time. We'll find time, you know.
Yeah, they didn't have time.
No,
But I
no,
was
no, but
like,
they
come on,
found the
please.
time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did.
They went, that's a
Yeah,
great idea. Why not? Yes, we'll figure it out, right? Which
exactly. And I
from my
really love that.
experience, yeah, from my experience, this is rare.
Mm.
So that's amazing. Yeah. And look like it came to great fruition and a wonderful thing came out of it. Wow, that's great.
Exactly. It comes to something that's 100% unique.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and that, that brings you the player, the viewer in a film into the world.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that. And and again, those kinds of collaborations for me are like super inspiring. Like, writing like choirs in a particular language, which I'll show you after. Those kinds of things I absolutely love. And then the other thing is, I'm kind of like skipping one part to not repeat what I said before, but
Sure. I mean,
um,
we have no structure here. We can, you know,
mhm.
do whatever it feels comfortable for you. It makes sense in your
Yeah.
head.
So here we have the same concept as well of like three different immortals and each of them having different, like bringing different parts of the culture,
Hmm.
right? So for instance, the death whistle belongs to one immortal, the jaguar whistle belongs to another immortal,
Right.
and um oh what's the didgeridoo belongs to another immortal, and so like you can separate each of them and you go like, oh, these guys, they have like the percussive instrument from the east of the Aru land, and oh, these ones are clearly from the north or whatever. And
Right, right. Yeah.
like that, and that's what I mean when I say world building through music, because it's literally that. It's the same effort that someone in the creative team put in saying like, okay, we have this culture and like this is this city in the north and they have this and this and this and that. It's like, okay, and I'm gonna add to that saying, and this is how they play their music there, and this is the music from there.
Yep.
So that's that's the logic behind the world building. Then let me see. I, f- I think this queue has something really interesting. Uh, okay, so this one is comes from another of the immortals, the one that has the didgeridoo. And so we basically recorded a didgeridoo player and saying the words while he was playing La Kulathan, which is their god. And so he was saying or whatever. and and so I took that and then processed it even more. So it's kind of almost like speaking, like the god speaking through this like didgeridoo.
Yeah.
That thing. So those are all like a lot of what you're hearing right there is the didgeridoo and mid-throat singing and
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
everything I was just talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah.
And I think with these things, I think people will listen to it and they'll go, they will feel like on a visceral level that maybe this sounds a little bit different or sort of original or sounds unlike other things they've heard before, but they won't be able to tell why, right? Because they need to have the whole story and really dive into it, but they'll really feel it, again, on a sort of like a visceral kind of subliminal perception kind of level. And I think
Exactly.
all these little elements add to the originality, obviously, but they also add up, you know?
Absolutely. And it's all the little things that really add up and make something like you push towards innovation and towards excellence. And and at the end, that's what's gonna make people remember the piece of art, like be it a video game or a film that you're showing them. Is
Yeah.
that immersive quality and also that connection with the story, of course,
Hmm.
right? And so finally, there's like the third faction, which is Korath. And on again on this one, it was a similar concept on the Immortals. So I'm gonna jump into the to a bit to the uniqueness
Hmm.
of it, which was well, this one was very inspired um, by Middle Eastern cultures.
Okay.
And so I mixed some Arabic music and then some Indian Carnatic music, which is from the south of India.
Okay.
And so you have like rhythms that vary quite a bit. It makes it interesting, different. Like then you have choirs in their language, which was a really cool thing because I asked Dylan, who's the creative director, say, hey, can you can you write me like this piece on a language and on their language? He was like, yeah, of course. We have like all the documentation here. I'm gonna do it. And
Oh, wow.
so he did it, and I recorded with Cole McGuinness, which is a singer. He's quite famous on YouTube and on Instagram,
Okay.
and his voice is just like super deep. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's incredible. And let me see if I can find the part where I think it's here. Okay. So that's kind of the feel you get, and also it's like this legion of angels.
Mm.
Um, so they also have like this one called the Eternal March, and sounds kind of like this. This one. It's like super deep voice. Like doomsday kind of thing. And so that's a bit more of Krat.
Nice.
And so so yeah, I think that's a lot.
Yeah. That's fascinating, man. That's really, really, really cool stuff. I think we have a handful of sound guys in the community already, and I'll tag them for sure
Yeah, yeah,
because I
absolutely.
think they'll really, really enjoy this. I know you and I have talked already a few times about this, and every time we do, I'm really, really fascinated. And I think this is also this particular project that you chose to use as an example. I think it's also a wonderful example of where like-minded people come together, but also committed people come together. Because like these things that we were talking about, like, hey, let's do a design for this whistle thing that I have in my mind, or can you give me text in this invented non-existent language or whatever, and they go, yeah, sure, that's a great idea, let's do it. And I think when you have committed partners like that, who can play off each other, and kind of go back and forth. And it's not like a clear cut thing of where, okay, we brought it here, now you do your part, now you do your part, and there's no feedback loop, you know.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
this is how you want to work. This is you want to feed off each other. You want to get inspiration. You never know, somebody in an unexpected way can give you like a spark for something. Like, oh man, we didn't think about that. You know, maybe
Uh-huh.
this cool Jaguar whistle ends up in the game, or ends up in a trailer, or ends up in a piece of content. You know. Uh,
Yeah.
you never know. Like, this is such amazing, and I feel necessary, cool stuff to kind of keep throwing around and keep playing with it. So unfortunately, I think this happens rarely, but when it
Yeah.
when it does, man, things do really come together, and I think it just makes it so much nicer and more kind of pleasurable to work on these projects, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
Amazing.
it's also amazing because everybody gets excited with this like little things.
Yeah,
You know, like like the artist when I sent him this, he was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course."
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you get excited? Um,
Yeah.
that's awesome stuff. Anything else you'd like to add or tell us?
Um, I
No pressure. I'm
no,
just
no, no. I was just thinking, no, I think this like summarizes pretty well the
yeah.
work behind Immortal. And yeah, I mean I think the playtest is it's open or will be soon. So
Uh-huh.
you can play it on Steam.
Okay.
But yeah.
Um, cool, man. Look, I'm just I'm just playing with the view here. Um, trying to get you back in. Okay, here we go. Cool. Look, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's
Thank you for this. It was really, really fascinating, and I'm sure a lot of people will really enjoy watching this. So, thanks for now. I appreciate you, man. Great work. This is all amazing stuff. I'm really, really impressed. And yeah, have a good one. Keep it up. More
thank you.
projects like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All
And
right.
yeah, awesome to be here again. And yeah,
Yeah,
see you soon.
thank you. We'll do more of these for sure in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank
All
you.
right. See ya.
Bye.